Hey, what's up everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome back to Monster Jam Steel Titans, where today we're going to go a little bit further into the career mode. It's the second video playing this game. I've already unlocked a couple things within this game. Gone through the career mode a little bit since the last video, done the arena stuff and a stadium trials event, which was basically done at the Monster Jam University. So I want to get the stadium championship started today, but I also wanted to show you that I've unlocked a couple new areas on the world map. And I have 26 of the 50 collectibles on the map thus far too. So kind of progressing through the game a little bit, getting a little bit further into the game. And I wanted to, like I said, continue on with the career mode today. I've also fully leveled up the El Toro Loco Black truck. I just started out with it because I unlocked it second and started using it. And well, every time we go into the stadium, we get this lovely music right here. Yeah, so it's very festive. But gonna start off the stadium events. I guess this is the Anaheim event, and basically what you do in the stadium events is the same exact thing as the arena events. You start off by doing, do a like a head-to-head race kind of thing, which is what I'm doing right now. And I am terrible at knowing which direction the track is going, apparently. So I'm facing off against the alien invasion, I think this is. Yeah, and he's got me by just barely right now, but I'll start beating him here pretty quick. But that, because I have the truck leveled up all the way, it's actually getting pretty easy to beat these guys. I have upped the difficulty, or I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. I definitely already played some Steel Titan level difficulty, and it was actually pretty tough to do freestyle competitions against them because the high scores are very high. But as you can see, I'm still winning the races pretty easily. And it's been pretty fun to get used to this game thus far. There's like a couple areas that it's been really tough to get used to. First of all, if you land the truck sideways at all, it's like instant crash of some sort. Like you're gonna flip over, you're gonna get too much traction, you're gonna wheelie out of it, you're gonna do something weird, and it's gonna put you in a precarious position. So that part has been a little annoying to get used to. But overall, I've had a lot of fun playing this game thus far. And like, I wanted to address a couple issues, or not issues, but like raised questions I saw on the first video I did in this game. And you know, like a lot of people were saying, oh, this is just like MX Just ATV All Out DLC, why didn't we get this first, and yada yada yada. And like, I get it, because if you came from the MX Unleashed or MX Just ATV Unleashed days, we had monster trucks in those games, so like it's kind of just the status quo. But what I kind of do like about this is that it's been a good little bit since we had like a true console released Monster Jam video game. And obviously with Monster Energy Supercross, the official video games coming out recently done by Milestone, it's kind of cool that, you know, a different company outside of Milestone has stepped up, touched base with Feld Entertainment, and created a game based around this really popular event all over the world. Monster Jam is huge. Like, it sells out stadiums much more often than Supercross does, and yet obviously, as we do a lot of Supercross stuff videos on this channel, you see that there's a lot of Supercross related games. We have simulators, we have arcade type games, we have mobile games, and honestly the Monster Jam crowd doesn't really get to get involved with that. So I thought that this was a really cool release by them, because it's like a complete game dedicated to this Monster Jam genre, which really doesn't get that much coverage in terms of a video game atmosphere. So I thought that that's really cool. And yes, it is kind of All Out DLC, because it's the same company that makes All Out, so obviously they're gonna have the same, you know, environment maps that they build off of, and the same framework for a game that they build off of. But maybe that makes them better in the future on all their games, so I don't mind it one bit. And even so, on Steam, it was on sale the first day it came out. I think it was $25.99 when it came out, and now it's only $30 to buy. Like, yes, it kind of is a DLC-ish game because of that, but it's also at a lower price point. So if you want to try this game out, you're not dropping the whole $60, you know? And I did see a couple people go back and forth between, there's two sides of the coin in the comment section of, I wish that this game was more like free roam based, and like there's these like super long races that you could do, which there kind of are. Like there's these like waypoint based races on the free ride map that comes with the game that you can do, And there's also circuit racing, which is like these more long form, like almost like motocross type tracks that you race a monster truck on. But then for the more, you know, hardcore Monster Jam fans, which I know you're out there, I've seen you guys, you get this cool stuff where you get to kind of replicate the actual stadium experience. And I'm not going to swear to it, but I believe a lot of these courses are actually real courses that have been used at these stadiums. This looks pretty familiar to me, as it was in Angel Stadium, and the course looks pretty familiar. Again, could be very wrong, but that's what I'm saying, is that like, I feel like they tried to hit both sides of the coin here. And did they do it perfectly? No, but not every video game company gets it perfect. No video game company gets it perfect. So, you know, would I like to see it maybe be a little bit more realistic? Yes, because I like simulated games. I am a big fan of MX Simulator. I like Formula 1 games. I like iRacing, etc., etc. But for the casual gamer that likes just picking up a controller and farting around and doing all this, that, and the other thing, you have to find a middle ground. And I really actually think they've done a pretty good job of that, you know, catering to both sides of the crowd here a little bit. So I don't know, I guess that's kind of my mini rant on some of the comments that I've seen already, but you know, I guess that's just my way of like saying, like, you know, applaud them, I guess, for coming out with a game that's unique. Like, we haven't seen a Monster Jam game in a long time. And I'm glad that they did, because it's a genre that I felt needed to be hit, because there's so many fans out there that didn't have anything to play before, and now they have this game, which I think is actually pretty fun. It's a little bit of a challenge to get used to. Is it 100% realistic? No, but you know, I mean, in real Monster Jam, they're not doing like this weird thing where they're just flipping on the ground. And I'm only doing this because most of the time these two-wheeled combo contests are basically just like get on the side of the truck and just do crazy wild things. But I don't know, like I've really just enjoyed this game. That's why I'm sharing that enjoyment level with you guys. And as I progress through the game, I've wanted to hit on a couple things that I've learned about the game as well. One thing that has kind of been on my negative side of the game a little bit is how indestructible the trucks are. Like, yes, the aesthetic damage to the truck, the winglets and stuff falling off the side of the truck, very noticeable, of course, but these trucks are not like 100% durable. As much as the you know, technology is advanced over the years in these trucks, they still break kind of easily, like not all the time anymore. And like, these guys can do some pretty crazy stuff when like throwing the trucks around now, but it shouldn't be like I can do all these crazy flip things and I just land it no problem and all that. Like, every once in a while the tires do fall off, and I wish that that would happen in this game as well, where like, you know, there was more actual physical damage to the vehicle. You know, wear your brakes out, you blow up an engine because you're over revving it, etc., etc. Again, catering to both crowds, I understand why they wouldn't do that, because you don't want to turn off the casual gamer to say like, this game's too hard and every time I do something I break the truck and it's very annoying, and like, I get that. But again, from my simulated aspect of it, like, I wish that it was a little bit more, I guess, like in depth like that, where you know, there's more stuff that could break on the truck. Now, that being said, I have noticed a couple things since I played the game the first time that I didn't know, which is, you know, the more heavy hits you take on the truck in general, the tires do break. They don't like fall off the truck or anything wild like that, which I thought they may, but they like get damaged, I guess, and kind of fall loose off the axle, as almost if they like became unscrewed from, you know, the lugs and all that stuff like that. And you have to like sit there and repair the truck by like going through this like little mini game where like you pause the truck for a second and then you like do this weird like sit there and unscrew the tire and rescrew in the tire, and like it's very interesting. Like, I didn't quite expect it the first time it happened. I was like, what the heck is going on right here? Like, why am I fully stopped and just like doing nothing? And yeah, it was a weird thing the first time, but now that I've like gotten used to it, it's kind of cool that the truck does break a little bit more than just aesthetically, because I thought initially that was kind of like, oh man, they should probably like patch that or something, because, you know, like, it's meant to be a game that is based off of real Monster Jam type things, and these trucks still break down a lot. Like, it is part of the show almost that wheels fall off and trucks are blowing up. Like, if you see a run from this year, even maybe even a couple years ago, there's guys that are like literally smoking all the way around the course and just filling the stadium with smoke and smoke screening them out, and it's because the engine is literally blowing up as they're just running the truck into the ground. And again, it's all kind of part of the show, and I almost wish that you could do that with these trucks. Maybe that's something that as they build into the next Monster Jam game, that happens. But for now, you know, we got this as a base game, and yeah, I've definitely enjoyed the experience thus far, so that's why I'm continuing to play it. Most of the time, you guys have seen on the channel before where like I'll play a game for the first look and be like excited about it, and usually you can tell my disinterest in the game based on the fact that like I don't play it very much again, if at all, for the channel. Like sometimes I'll sit down and try to get a little bit further into it, but if I'm not enjoying the game, I don't really like playing it because I don't feel like I have anything really fun to talk about and like get behind and get excited for. So again, I know that I've just been ranting this whole time about, you know, the game and where it's coming from and all that, and I'd like to actually play the game and talk about it. So let's do that. What I'm doing right now is, again, the more circuit racing stuff. If you've ever been to a Monster Jam show, there is a race that kind of kicks off the night. It used to just be a race. Like you'd go to a Monster Jam event back in the 90s or the 80s, and it was just a race. Like that was the event that you came to see. And then they introduced Freestyle, which, you know, everybody loved because it's the crashing part of it. People love crashes. And I think this whole two-wheel combo event has actually been more recently because guys have gotten really good, and gals, I should say, because I think Lindsay Wink still drives, and I know that Haley Deegan maybe drove a monster truck one time, or someone. There's been other women. Medusa, which is driven by I forget her name, but she's, you know, been in the sport for a long time, so ladies too. But they've all gotten just so good at, like, you know, tipping the truck on its side and going all the way across the stadium on two wheels and doing slap wheelies and going all the way down the stadium, riding a wheelie and looking up at the ceiling to see how far they've gone and deciding. So I think this whole two-wheeled combo event has actually been introduced in the last couple of years because they've gotten so good at it. And then obviously they followed up now with Freestyle, which is just, you know, it's the hit of the show, really. Like, that's kind of what the fans came to say, or came to watch, and it happens at the end of the event, so it's kind of like a big last hurrah of the event. And it's a lot of fun to watch in person, really, because these guys have the engines just revved really high. They're catching tons of air. They're just destroying the trucks. So that's kind of pretty cool that, again, kind of realistically, they've incorporated into the game. So we're taking care of the circuit racing. I think I've got this bracket and one more to complete. I forget, who am I racing right now? I didn't even take a look before I started to see who I was racing. It'll pop up on the screen right now. I am racing El Toro Loco Black, so my same truck again in the semifinals. That's a bit of a glitch there. I'm sure that you wouldn't have the same truck other than like a Gravedigger or a Max D racing on the same night, but I don't know. Again, not claiming to be a Monster Jam expert. Oh, and by the way, I did misspeak when I said, shoot, I'm going to mess this up again, but I think I said it was Mohawk Warrior that did the front flip. It was not, and I forget who told me who, you know, what it was. But again, yes, I know I was probably going to be wrong. I tried to explain before that I don't really know Monster Jam as well as anything else that I talk about on the channel, so you will get that from me while I play these games where I'm just sounding like a complete buffoon, and I apologize, any Monster Jam fans out there, but it's been a little bit since I've dove into the sport. What I do like about the racing aspect in this game, though, is it's really fun to try to get the like flow down of like arcing into the corners using both front and rear steer to kind of try to get the truck turned in. You can kind of hold it wide open all the way around these courses, which I don't exactly love because I don't necessarily figure that to be 100% true to how you race them. Like, yes, you can probably fly it in and slide it in and get on the gas and use that to meter your turns, but it would be a little bit nicer if it was a little bit more technical. But again, I understand both sides of the coin again. But yeah, the competition so far has been really interestingly easy, and I did up the difficulty to Steel Titans in my quick play stuff, but I don't think it changed in the career. I'm not sure why. I'm guessing that's just something that the closer we get to the World Championships type of thing, that the difficulty will increase there. But it's been pretty easy to win all the races thus far, and pretty easy to win all the stunt events too. Like, so here we go with the 2-wheel skills challenge again. And basically what you do is you just do something to get on 2 wheels to start your combo, and then try to connect one long combo together. So I always start with like a little wheelie into like a slap wheelie type thing. And then it always ends up doing it into this thing where I have to power out and ride on the side wheel for a little bit, and then throw a sky wheelie in off of a ramp, and flip over, do a couple barrel rolls, do some just crazy stuff like meter to the throttle, and then yeah, now I scored a total of 10 points. So now I can just kind of fart around, try to connect a line together, hit something big, and try to ride out of that. Pop a wheelie, go across the stadium for some fun, flip over. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's kind of almost too easy, but you just get 2 combo attempts. Once you finish your 2 combo attempts, you get a judge's score. Judges scored that I got a 10 here. So I won the competition. It's basically freestyle in this game, because all you have to do is just score a ton of points, and at some point or another you will have done a 2-wheel stunt as part of your 2-wheel combo. But it's just freestyle. I don't know how to put it other than that. But the freestyle events are pretty fun too, where you basically just hit big stuff and throw wheelies and do backflips and whatever you can try to fit into a 2-minute time frame that would appease the judges with some intricate stuff that you're doing, hitting some big hits, going up to barge containers and backflipping off of them. All the usual stuff that you'd probably see at a Monster Jam event anyway. Just trying to throw it into a video game. Kind of fun. So we'll just do a couple more hits here, finish up this freestyle, and I'll send you guys on your merry way on this lovely Monday. Hope you guys had an awesome weekend, by the way. Of course, I'll be talking about the Southwick National at some point during this week. I wanted to play a little bit more Monster Jam Steel Titans before I got there. I'm just gonna bust this fat wheelie like all the way across the stadium floor. This probably looks fascinating from first person, just staring at the sky. So let me throw it in reverse. We'll bring it down off of there. And then we'll spin this guy around. Let's do this rest of this guy in first person. All right, let's send it off this guy. Can't see where I'm going. I think I'm gonna land on my side. Yeah, I did. And rolled out of that. Spin it around. Let's carry a ton of speed over and try to just launch into the stadium here. Oh boy, landed on the side. That has gotta hurt, man. I don't know how Monster Jam drivers don't just have like sore backs all the time with some of the hits that they take. It seems it's ridiculous. You just like land on the framework so often, and you're just not flipping as fast as this, but you're flipping a lot. I don't even know how I could follow what I was just doing right there. I was pretty much just wide open and hoping that it worked, and then spinning around like a spinny top or something like that. Launch off these logs, going over on the side again. Just landing straight into the mud. And riding on 2 wheels, riding on 2 wheels again. Let's bust into a donut here for fun. This will probably turn into a flip over. Nope, just doing a gnarly donut on the side of the wheels. Still haven't flipped over. Now I flipped over. Holy cow, that was a big one there to end, and I'm gonna hop out of the truck and be like, "So, dude, yeah, that was a great victory. Thanks. Yeah, all my sponsors, just El Toro Loco because nobody else sponsors me." Yeah, good stuff. All right, well, another video here in Monster Jam Steel Titans, just crushing it in the Stadium Series, moving right along, and probably come back in another video where we're doing the World Championship. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. So long for now.